What's going on, my line ones? This your boy Mosh the MC, and we're back again with the Hype Kage video. You already know how it goes with Hype Kage videos. I play them, my head cannon goes crazy, and then I talk a little bit more about it. And this one is a great topic because Yamato, Kaido, the interaction is coming, and it's finally here. I did unfortunately get spoiled on TikTok in the comments about what's supposed to happen. So I do know Yamato and Kaido, actually spoilers up ahead. Okay, I do know Yamato and Kaido somehow clash in some way, shape, or form. I don't know much to the extent of what happens, but I do know they clash in the chapter. But it was something I predicted, so I'm not too upset about it. So, and a lot of the conversation is how strong is Yamato? If Yamato does join the crew, where do they rank on the list of all the top tier fighters and the top tier combatants? To be honest, now everything is shaking up. Like before the video even starts, I know Luffy's number 1. I would say what we've seen from Zoro so far, I'm gonna put him at number 2. Jinbei, okay. I would put Jinbei at 3 along with Sanji at 3 as well, because we don't know what Sanji can do with the raid 2 yet. Once Sanji with the raid 2 comes out and he's like top tier with it, I'm gonna put him at 3 easy. 4, I'm putting Yamato in the same realm as I put Weevil. Reason being, Weevil is supposedly the son of Whitebeard. Yamato is supposedly the son/daughter of Kaido. I'm gonna wait for more clarification with that. And I put them in the same rank as like a Warlord Shishibukai level, but you know, apparently Yamato's much stronger. Yamato's 28, 29. Apparently they have Conqueror's Haki, so they're probably even stronger than what we've seen so far. So then I would put Yamato in the 3-4 range, and then Jinbei behind all of them. But Jinbei still, the thing is, I wouldn't put them, I would put it in the same category as how I put Ace. Ace and Jinbei fought for like, I think 4 days or a couple days, and they still made it. So I'm gonna put them, Jinbei and Yamato in the same realm as, I'll put Zoro, Sanji, Jinbei, and Yamato all in that same range of like, if they fought, it was a stalemate, there's really not one above another. But you know how everyone likes the power scale. So depending on what Yamato's Devil Fruit is and their situation with Conqueror's Haki, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna put Yamato over anyone else until we get more of a confirmation on those two things. But let's get into the video. The video's actually pretty short. It's only a 3-minute video, but I mean, you know how I go. I always pause it in between, but let's jump into it, baby. I need me an A and B. If you guys are watching this and you know how to make an A and B, let me know. I don't have the time to work on one right now, but I actually I might take some time over the weekend and actually try to make one.
Alright guys, welcome back with me with another YouTube video. So today I'll talking about why Yamato is stronger than Kaido's commanders. So, make sure to stay tuned for that.
Alright, my other question I want to propose is, if Yamato just joined the crew, right? If it's set in stone that Yamato joins the crew, is that the last member of the Straw Hats? Right? The thing is, I don't think it is. Even though you say you wanted 10 men, what if I put emphasis on the fact he said men, and like, so there's some women on the crew as well, and then separate the two, but when he's saying 10 men, I assume just like 10 crewmates. But if Yamato joins the crew, Vivi's like an extended member. She's like an associate with the Pirates, but at some point I feel like she's going to join the crew. I don't know why, but I just have that feeling. I also want them to have a scientist. They don't have a scientist on the group. They have a technician in Frankie. They have a do-it-all with Usopp, and they have a doctor with Chopper, but they don't have a scientist. And I really want Caesar to join the Straw Hats, just for him to one day possibly overtake Vegapunk. But him, Frankie, and Usopp working on like a race suit together, the possibilities are just endless. And we already know that Caesar works with Chopper, making the Rumble from 3 minutes to 30 minutes, even though some after effects to it. But the thing is, I just want there to be more than just the 10 members. Because even though the 10 members are, it's a good fit, the balance will be there regardless if it's just if it's 10 or less. I mean, if it's 10, if it's just 10. But don't you think, like, just imagine like more Straw Hats and the dynamics between those Straw Hats. Just like, so Yamato, like, say Momo becomes an apprentice, and then Caesar's also on the crew, and Yamato, I mean, obviously I think Caesar already knows Yamato ate the Devil Fruit, but Caesar knows about the artificial Devil Fruit, and we can learn more about Devil Fruit from Caesar before we actually get the Vegapunk reveal, because maybe Vegapunk shows up in Wano, maybe he doesn't. If he doesn't, then I want Caesar to come help cure the Devil Fruits and actually learn a little bit more about Devil Fruits from Caesar's explanation, and maybe he might have saw Vegapunk when he was away from the Straw Hats for that extended period of time, but who knows. So let's get back into the video though.
If you do enjoy seeing this anime reviews and want to keep them coming, the best thing you can do is smash that like button, and if you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell or you will miss future.
He hasn't dropped the video in like 4 weeks, and then like the last 2 days or last 3 days he dropped like 6 or 7 or 8 in a span. Like he would drop one, an hour later drop another, 10 hours later drop another, 2 hours drop another. He was just dropping them like here and there.
Videos.
But continue.
First, this isn't a traditional power scaling video. Her battle with Kaido is Yamato's main fight in this arc. Not just in this.
Okay, so one, Yamato's obviously going to stall Kaido. I think Yamato and Luffy is almost set in stone that they're going to fight together against Kaido. But okay, so does Black Lightning? This is my question. Does Black Lightning automatically symbolize Conqueror's Haki, or does it just symbolize the clashing of Haki? Because Ulti, when Ulti clashed with Luffy, when they headbutted, there was Black Lightning, right? So does that automatically mean that Ulti has Conqueror's Haki too? If so, the fact that she's fighting, that she already lost to Big Mom, but the fact that she would fight Nami, does that mean Nami's strong enough to take down someone with Conqueror's Haki? Obviously, Ulti's already nerfed because of Big Mom, but at the same time, having Conqueror's Haki just in itself makes you a top tier combatant, and if you're able to code it, that puts you on another level higher than that. But say Nami was to go one-on-one with, say Nami was supposed to go one-on-one with Ulti from the start. Now that she has a boosted power level, or the boosted what is it? The boosted time attack with Zeus. Does that let her or give her the combatant power to stay with someone with Conqueror's Haki? And I'm only saying that because Ulti, I feel like the fight between her and Ulti would be almost like pretty close now with Nami's boosted attack power. Nami's still a glass cannon because she really can't take much damage, and she's not really evasive as she doesn't have any form of Haki currently, but the power is so powerful, Big Mom sort of compensates for that. So I don't know, it's just a thought. Does Ulti stack up to anyone else with Conqueror's Haki? I would say probably not, but at the same time, if Ulti does have Conqueror's Haki, that still puts a pretty good feat regardless for anybody.
This arc, it's the main fight of Yamato's life. Yamato is fighting for her freedom, for the right to forge her own path.
It's crazy because right now, the parallels between Yamato, because Yamato took on Odin as well. Yamato claims to be Odin, wants to be Odin, and it's viewed as Kaido's son. But also, right now, this battle is fighting for Wano's freedom. And as well as Yamato, the last chapter, we know that they're fighting to break the chains that bonds them with Kaido. So fighting for their freedom. So essentially, Odin is fighting Kaido for their freedom. Essentially, Odin is also fighting Kaido for Wano's freedom. So it's a parallel between not only Yamato fighting for their freedom, but as well as Odin again fighting Kaido for the freedom of Wano. And I just like that parallel because I just thought about it too. It's just
to choose her future. This is a battle for self-determination. Yamato will never again wage a battle with such deeply personal stakes.
Exactly, yeah, this is pretty
No
big
matter what happens from here on out, never again will Yamato be fighting for her very soul.
True, and once Luffy broke the shackles, that changed their whole Yamato's whole perspective on everything. But I was also thinking, if I mentioned in the video previous that maybe Yamato is a clone made from Kaido's lineage factor, then I don't think for the time he got captured, we don't know when he got captured, so it would have to have been before the Kaido went to Wano. And I'm telling you, Kaido chose Wano for a reason. I'm telling you right now, it's not just that he just wanted to bolster his army. He chose Wano for a specific reason, and we just don't know it yet. But if he's actually able to, if the lineage factor, it was either the lineage factor was stored away and then Vegapunk worked on it on Punk Hazard, that's how they got the fruit, or Caesar worked on it, Vegapunk worked on it to make the fruit, or Yamato is literally just the physical child of Kaido, and that happened way before Kaido actually got to Wano. But we don't know yet. But I was leaning towards the clone being a clone from the lineage factor being a perfective clone. That would give us like a hint of what the SSG possibly could be, but the timeline wouldn't add up, because if Yamato would be like a hint to the SSG, that means the SSG was in works from almost 30 years ago, and we wouldn't get like prototype pacifistas like 3 years ago or two years ago pre-time skip now, because it wouldn't make sense, because if Yamato was already a perfected human weapon, then the SSG should have been a thing before the pacifistas ever were. But yeah, we continue.
She'll never again fight for the right to assert her own existence as an independent person. If you think the most important fight of their life for a character as important to the plot as Yamato is going to end with Yamato getting stomped, then you're not only reading the wrong manga.
Yeah, why are you just bashing everyone? But no, when you think about the perplexities of this battle, the fight between Kaido plays so heavily into Yamato's story, because it's almost like how when Sanji had his backstory with the Vince Smoke family, it brought back things in his life he'd rather like have put aside, with the whole the Vince Smokes and how he treated him, how he had to escape them, and finally found someone who cared about him in Zeph. And then not only did he get reintroduced to the Vince Smoke family, why can't I say Vince Smoke? Not only did he get reintroduced and dragged back into the Vince Smoke family storyline, but he also had the only real family besides Raiju only person he thought of as real family in Zeph be threatened in the same situation. And Yamato was like, okay, Yamato is fighting for their freedom. They want to sail the seas, but they also want the subjugation. I mean, not subjugation. They want the freedom or to free Wano. So it's like all this encompassed into one battle or one clash right now with Yamato and Kaido. But it's also going to extend because depending on how it goes, like say Kaido stomps Yamato, that is also a big hindrance on Yamato. Obviously, that might propel them to actually get stronger and obviously become maybe unlock Kankurosaki, maybe unlock advanced Kankurosaki. Who knows? But it's a good storyline nonetheless because we don't know much about Yamato, but this battle alone can like flesh out their character almost completely, from their backstory to their fighting power to their true goals and how they will eventually go or eventually look forward into the future with traveling with Luffy and the Straw Hats. So I'm excited. Like it's only chapter 10-16, to be honest, because I was spoiled on TikTok, and it doesn't look like I mentioned that the act might be closing soon, but it doesn't look like it possibly is. The only thing I can see is that in the next couple of chapters, more scabbers tend to fall, and then the mysterious figure comes back. It almost confirms the death of the scabbers so far, because I want Kinemon to meet his wife, Suru, right? But at the same time, I don't want him to come back. It makes no sense. Okay. Not only did he take a Thunder Boggle, or even maybe if it wasn't Thunder Boggle, a Conqueror's Haki infused hit from Kaido. Kaido also double tapped. He double tapped Kinemon, like a sword through him on the ground. Like the only way it was possible for him to be alive still is if Kanjuro was like a double agent or triple agent, and he made clones of all the scabbers when they were passed out, and Kanjuro was actually a mysterious figure, and he made a clone of someone that helped patch them up. That's the only plausible explanation for everything that's going to happen. But it would be the biggest of biggest ass pulls, and I don't think Oda would ever do something like that. And to be honest, I digress from this video so far. But the video is the real reason why Yamato is stronger than Kaido's commanders is because I feel personally is that Yamato has actually. You see, I'm gonna listen to the rest of the video, then I get my take on it.
You're reading the wrong genre. One Piece is a feel-good shonen. When such battles are waged, it never ends with the character getting stomped. Yamato will lose eventually, but Oda is not going to draw Yamato getting low diffed against Kaido when she's fighting for the most noble motive of all.
True.
Like, what message do you think Oda will be trying to send by that? Yamato versus Kaido is Wano's equivalent of Law versus Doflamingo. Just as Law lived the last 13 years to strike down Doflamingo, Yamato has longed to be free of Kaido for at least the last 20 years.
I like that.
Ace told her not to let Kaido chain her heart, and now, 4 years later, she's come to break that chain. Before you start jerking off to your headcanon power scaling, actually understand the narrative at play here.
Alright, this video, Hype Kage, I love all your videos. I already talked about most of the things you talked about. There's 40 seconds left. And it never mentioned the commanders once. I don't think I heard the commanders' names one time in this video.
Understand what this fight means for Yamato's character. Understand the genre you're reading. Just as Doflamingo reserved the position of Corazon for Law, and not Pika or Virgo, it is Yamato, and not King, that Kaido seeks to make Shogun. Yamato versus Kaido is Wano's equivalent of Doflamingo versus Law. Claiming that King is stronger than Yamato is about as sensible narratively as claiming that Pika was stronger than Doflamingo.
Okay.
Because Law's main fight of the arc was versus Doflamingo, he had no business being weaker than Doflamingo's strongest subordinate. Because Yamato's main fight of the arc is versus Kaido, she has no business being weaker than Kaido's strongest subordinate.
I should have just shut up and watched the rest of the video. I actually like the explanation how Doflamingo reserved that spot for Law, and then Law wasn't strong. Like, I like that explanation. I mean, let me dive more into it with how Yamato is. Yamato is fighting for the freedom of life, and Kaido wants Yamato to be the Shogun, and it makes sense because but also there's a counter argument too, because say he rather leave Yamato. Actually, no, it wouldn't make sense. But I was saying like maybe he left Yamato in charge of Wano so he can actually take his strongest commanders to go fight in the war that he's planning to go fight with Big Mom. But at the same time, if Yamato is the strongest, it wouldn't make sense to leave Yamato and Wano to be Shogun. Why not take Yamato with them? But when you think about it even further, it's like Kaido knows that Yamato won't fight for him, so there's no point of bringing him along or bringing Yamato along with him, because it just make no sense, because he's just gonna literally be like dead weight at that point. But the real reason why I think Yamato is stronger than the commanders is because of how much weight has been put onto Yamato. Yamato has been shackled there for the last 20 years, waiting for this day. And not only did Yamato challenge Kaido numerous times, but at the same time he knows Haki blooms in battle, and Haki is only strengthened through personal growth. Yamato has been steadfast in their beliefs, and like I'm Odin, I'm here to open Wano's borders. I'm trying to take down Kaido. That belief has been festering for the last 20 years, as well. So King and Queen, when you think about it, King and Queen's job was almost to break down people's will in Udon. I'm not really sure what King's job has been, but at the same time, King has been shown to be the right-hand man of Kaido. His name is King, for all we know. But Yamato has had the will, not the will, but the drive to continually wait for the 20 years and wait for time to come for them to for her to finally have that battle with Kaido. And because of that, not only has Yamato sharpened their skills, but they've held this grudge for 20 years. And we don't know if those were seed prism cuffs or not. Maybe they were, I believe they were, or they just cuffs that would explode if Yamato left. But imagine the seed prism stones that was the same one in the prison. So Yamato hasn't been able to use their devil fruit powers in quite some time. So now amplify the physical strength, the grudge, the sharpening of Haki, the overall waiting of 20 years. Now amplify it with a supposedly mythical devil fruit power. So it's almost an amp. Like it's like an amp that we've never seen before. Obviously, I don't think Yamato's stronger than Kaido whatsoever, but I don't see it being like, oh, one shot, you're done. You know, I see it being like probably a toe-to-toe fight with probably Yamato understands her Haki probably better than Luffy. I don't say she's stronger than Luffy, but I'll say she'll understand Conqueror's Haki probably if Yamato has it. Conqueror's Haki better than Luffy and able to go toe-to-toe with Kaido for as much time as needed until someone comes to help her. So stronger than the commanders, I can see it, but at the same time, we don't know much about King. King, for all we know, could have Conqueror's Haki as well, and literally be probably stronger than anything we ever seen before. He goes into hybrid form and literally just wrecks havoc. And same thing with Queen. Queen, I think her Queen's hybrid form is going to be something more of a cyborg. It's going to be a combination of the Brachiosaurus and a cyborg combined. Brachiosaurus, I think that's, yeah. I'm just going to go Brachiosaurus. I'm not really sure off the top of my head, but I think it's a Brachiosaurus. Brachiosaurus and a cyborg combined. Queen is going to be more of a Queen's already big. I don't know. Maybe Queen's hybrid form just gives him more of the power of the ancient zone type, but it's a lot. I mean, it's only chapter 10-16. There's so much left to go. We don't know what's going on with half the battles on Onigashima anymore. But for the most part, I do like this video. It actually opened up my eyes to a lot more things, and I might do a theory on this or do a more in-depth take on TikTok or on another video on my YouTube. But what do you guys think, guys? Leave a comment down below. Where do you guys think Yamato ranks in the Straw Hats, and how do you think the battle between Yamato and Kaido are going to go? But like I say at the end of every single video, leave a like, hit the subscribe button and the bell button to come back next time and remain enlightened, y'all. Peace.